Hello and welcome to another Doctor Who Blu-ray review. In today's Doctor Who Blu-ray review I'll be reviewing the Series 11 Steelbook, which has recently just came out, and it's caused quite a stir online, much like Series 11, so it's very reflective, especially in the Steelbook. So the way this video is going to work is I'm going to show you how this Steelbook is presented, show you what you get, so all the art cards and the various stuff you get, and also show you the DVD menu, talk about the special features. I say that loosely because the special features certainly are lacking with it on this release. I'll do a sort of mini review on Series 11, talking about each episode briefly, even though I don't want to spend too much time on that because me and Jark Reviews have a Night Thoughts podcast coming out, which will be out very soon, where we talk about Series 11 in depth, talk about the characters, the episodes, improvements for Series 11, what we want to see in Series 12. And I think that it's quite an interesting discussion because me and Jark Reviews normally agree on things, whereas this series has kind of seen this at different ends of the spectrum, so it's quite interesting. It makes for quite a well-rounded discussion to see sort of each side of the argument, so sort of positive and negative, so it's very interesting. And it's not just us saying that was bad, let's move on. It's more like this was bad, this is how I would do it to improve it. So it's kind of like Vote Saxon 07's review, what he did for Series 11, so it's kind of a similar like that. So I'll leave a link in the description below to when that video is released, so keep your eyes peeled for that because it's a very interesting discussion video, dare I say. And also I'll be comparing Series 11 to the Classic Who box set, which I've seen a lot of people compare them to, and I think it's unfair to, and I'll get onto that later on within the video. So without further ado, let's just get on. So the reason why I picked up the Steelbook over the Blu-ray and the DVD is simply because I think the Steelbooks are incredibly beautiful. I think they're a very stylish way of storing your Blu-rays, and I think the biggest problem Doctor Who fans face, and the biggest enemy we have, is finding room for stuff. And I think that the Steelbooks are a nice compact way of storing Blu-rays, and they're very good for the shelf because they're nice, compact, and they're basically the size of one DVD, so they don't take up much room on the shelf. And that's a big bonus because that means you can buy more Doctor Who stuff and not worry about the enemy, what is finding room for stuff. The reason why I picked the Steelbook over the DVD and Blu-ray is simply because of this. This is the Series 9 box set, and as you can see it's looking a little bit frayed around the edges, a little bit tatty, and the Steelbook kind of eliminates that, so it does make the box set look a bit tatty, and obviously when you line the Steelbooks all together it just looks really tidy and stylish in my opinion. So yeah, I feel like getting the Steelbook kind of eliminates that sort of tatty box set look. So let's look at the cover art. So this cover art has been under a bit of criticism because people think, oh, it's not as stunning as the other Steelbooks, and I've seen people say, why didn't they do it in the style of the Series 1, 2, 3, 9, 10 Steelbook format? Personally, I don't think that format would work for Series 11, simply because you've normally got the Doctor and a companion. That works fine, but the fact that Series 11 has such a big TARDIS team, it'll just make the cover look very crowded, and plus I can't see them using the cover what they've used for the DVD and Blu-ray because they want the Steelbook to look snazzy and different to the standard release, so you're getting something premium. And also on the back of the Steelbook you normally get the monsters of the series, and Series 11 in my opinion certainly lacked monsters. So taking a look at the cover art, this is based from, I believe, the second promo we saw of Series 11, the sort of promo what was released alongside with the new logo. So we have the new Doctor Who logo there, the complete 11th series with the 13th Doctor standing on the hillside and the TARDIS there, and if you catch it in the light it looks absolutely stunning with this nice sort of navy blue sort of dark sky, and you can even see the stars are on there, which is very nice, and if you catch it in the light the logo just really does pop on the Steelbook. I just think that it looks absolutely stunning. But in my personal opinion, I feel like the Doctor Who Complete 11th series should be down there because it just looks rather empty there. 4 discs and the certificate is 12. The side of the Steelbook. So taking a look at the back of the J card, we have a review quote from The Independent. We have a bio on the series, which in my personal opinion just kind of sums up the first episode. Then we have the 3 companions of the series. Includes over an hour of bonus content. This is Series 9, 4 hours of special features, over an hour. It's like it's proud that it has an hour of special features, but we'll get onto that later. Then we have some stills from the series, then we have the special feature list there, and some technical Removing the Steelbook from the J card, you're greeted with the other little content and what you're getting. So if we just take a quick look at the back of the Steelbook, we've got the nice sort of 3 companions there with Graham with the snazzy shades from the Ghost Monument. So yeah, very nice addition, and makes quite a nice little portrait when you open that up. So if we take a look at the art cards, well, the things what you get inside. So the art cards are basically the standard promo stuff what you saw from Series 11. We've got the Doctor there, very nice. This is what you get with the DVD and Blu-ray. The only difference what you get with the Steelbook is the case. So Graham there, Ryan and Yaz there. So yeah, nice little addition, and on the back there we've got the complete 11th series there. Another thing this box set comes with is advertisement for the 2019 calendars and diaries, so if you need a calendar, don't worry, the BBC have got you sorted. One of the most important things you need when you buy a complete series box set, and that is of course a guide to tell you what's on each disc, and don't worry, Series 11's got you covered. So yeah, well done BBC, because Series 10 didn't have one of these, so it was a bit of guesswork telling what's on each disc. So disc 1 contains the first 3 episodes and the special features what are included on that disc. I say special features incredibly loosely, don't worry, we'll get onto that later on. Then we have disc 2, Arachnids in the UK, Saranga Conundrum, Demons of the Punjab. Probably the disc I won't visit that much. Then we have disc 3, probably my disc I'll visit the most actually, because Kablam and the Witchfinders is on there. So there we go, special features there again. Disc 4 is the Battle of Ramsquat Av Kolos. Then a close look and the additional bonus features are there. Opening up the Steelbook, we're greeted with the discs. As you can see, we've got disc 1 there with the first 3 episodes, then 4 and 6, then 7 and 9, and then episode 10 with the additional special features. And of course, at the back there we have the promotional image from the series there. It would have been nice to have some individual cover art for each disc, so maybe have like the main monster or a character to reflect a different disc maybe. But again, that's been a common theme on most Doctor Who releases. Series 10 just have the same artwork, so I can't really fault that in a way. I will say that this is a bit of an improvement, that the discs aren't stacked on top of each other, but again, if you want to add resolution to this, you can't, because there's no room for it at all. So there we go. So here are all the Doctor Who Steelbooks lined up together, and I've even thrown in the Peter Cushing Dalek films as a bit of a wild card, so there you get the general idea of the Doctor Who Steelbook line there. So the Series 11 DVD menu is essentially the Series 11 title sequence, which is quite nice. It's very reminiscent of the volume DVDs what you used to see in the Russell T Davies era and the Moffat era. It would have been nice to have a montage of clips from the episodes, maybe have the theme tune overplaying those, or just have the 13th Doctor's action theme over it, just to make it seem a little bit more personal for each disc. But nonetheless, the title sequence is stunning and the theme's great, so it's quite nice just to see a bit of a clean version of that. This is what the special feature menu looks like. So moving on to the next section, we'll be talking about the special features, what features this release does have. I like the fact that it says it has 1 hour of bonus content, like it's proud. So the special features, I'm going to be honest, is where this release really does get let down in my opinion, because Doctor Who is one of the most well documented TV shows, I guess, in television history. You've just got to look at the line of classic DVDs, look at the previous new series box sets. There's a lot of bonus content and behind the scenes stuff, you know. It's times like this where I really miss Doctor Who Confidential, because the special features on this really do lack the closer look on each episode. It's only a closer look at one certain aspect of the episode. So episode 1 is essentially talking about the sonic screwdriver. Episode 2 is basically directing the first scene of the Ghost Monument, the whole sort of one shot around the spaceship. I think it's Angstrom spaceship actually. Rosa is why Chris Chibnall wanted to essentially tell more recent history and talk about why this story is important, and it talks about the injection of humour, so it talks about the scene where in the motel. And that's essentially that. That's basically what you're getting. Those are basically looking at one aspect of one story. And basically the feature is basically only 5 minutes long. They're only 5 minutes, so there's nothing really detailed about them. It's basically, oh yeah, this happened, this is great, or this is really important. It was nothing, you know, all challenging. It was just, you couldn't really get a sense of behind the scenes from it, in my personal opinion, so I found that quite disappointing. Disc 4 is probably the main bulk of special features, but the problem with the special features in general on this release is you probably can find them all online. Basically, the music of Doctor Who, that's on YouTube. I've basically gone through the YouTube channel and go, alright, that's on the box set, that's on the box set. Basically, the additional content you're getting, bar the commentary, is all online. So, it really doesn't feel like you're getting anything extra. So the only real exclusive content you're getting within this box set is essentially the commentaries. Now I will say the commentaries are quite nice. From the one I've experienced, which is The Woman Who Fell to Earth, it has Jodie Whittaker on there, which is quite nice, because that makes it more appealing for me to actually go, alright, I'll stick on the commentary, because just to hear what Jodie says about this episode. So you'll probably have more of a behind the scenes insight to the actual commentary than the actual content trying to say this is the behind the scenes. So I'd say the commentary is probably a better look at the behind the scenes aspect of this story, in my personal opinion. I feel like the special features definitely reflect Chris Chibnall's way of Doctor Who, basically being tell rather than show. It's more telling us about the behind the scenes than actually showing it us, and that's really disappointing, and that's why some of his stories don't quite land in my personal opinion. So this box set does feel like a vanilla release. It does remind me very much of the new series volume DVDs, much like what you'd see in the Matt Smith era, where you'd get like a monster file talking about one monster, what would feature on that DVD volume. So yeah, it doesn't feel very exclusive, because most of the content is online, which is an awful shame. So on to my quick mini review of Series 11. Now Series 11, in my honest opinion, is a very simple and safe series. It's very much for the person who's trying to get into Doctor Who and doesn't know where to jump on. It does feel like a jumping on point. But that being said, if I was 7 and I was to watch this, I don't think it would grab me as much as what Series 1 did, because to me Doctor Who is about the monsters, and Series 11 did lack monsters. And for me, you define an episode by how good the monster is, and Series 11 you really can't judge it by the monsters, so that's a real shame, and that's one big negative I have with this series, is the lack of monsters. And the reason why we were so excited for the Daleks, because it was actually a good monster. If we had strong monsters throughout Series 11, you know, we wouldn't be as impressed with the Dalek. Simple fact there. So The Woman Who Fell to Earth, I just thought was okay. I thought it was just an okay episode. You know, it's just your standard, you know, new series quirky regeneration episode, because that's the thing with the first 4 episodes. It's kind of a flavour and kind of a homage to each era. So episode 1 is very much a tribute to the sort of wacky new series style. Episode 2 is kind of your far futuristic 80s Doctor Who in a way, with a mix of 60s Doctor Who. Episode 3 is very much your sort of tribute to the 60s Doctor Who with the pure historical, so like the format, the historical format as it were. And episode 4 is kind of a homage to the 70s, with it being a homage to sort of the Green Death meets Planet of the Spiders. But Ghost Monument I really enjoyed. I thought it was fantastic, really some nice beautiful scenes, and I really liked the idea that the TARDIS is a ghost monument, and hopefully that does become Jodie's little thing for the TARDIS. It makes it quite a nice individual, and obviously Ghost Monument did spark a bit of intrigue. You know, who is this timeless child? You know, maybe that will lead into future series, I don't know. Rosa, I blooming loved. I thought that it was a wonderfully beautiful episode. I've got 2 favourites from the series, and I think that Rosa's my favourite sort of episode in terms of television, because I think that it's really groundbreaking and just really emotional television, and just, yeah, I just thought that it didn't shy away from the fact and just how brutal that time was. So I thought that I really admired the balls Doctor Who had for that. Arachnids in the UK, I thought was okay, even though it was a rip-off to the Green Death and Planet of Spiders. I thought it was just okay. Suranga Conundrum I didn't really like, I'll be honest. The Pating didn't do anything for me. Yeah, I just didn't like that episode that much. I just found it very average. I found myself looking at the phone a couple of times. Episode 6, Demons of the Punjab, I really enjoyed, but my problem is it's a little bit too similar to Rosa, and I think that's why it doesn't kind of have the same effect for me. And again, a problem I have with it, that was meant to be Yaz's story. Really wasn't Yaz's story, was it at all? It was more Ryan and the Doctor doing things. So yeah, you think the Doctor would have grabbed Yaz and go, look, you're coming with me, you're not interfering with your family's history. So yeah, not really Yaz's story, but still a good episode. Did lose me in the sort of middle act, I will say that. Episode 7, Kablam. This is my other favourite episode. This is my favourite in terms of Doctor Who episode, because it just feels very Doctor Who, and I just love the Kablam men, because they remind me very much of the Vok robots. I think they're great, and just it's a story what has so many twists and turns. And the bubble wrap, good old bubble wrap, I love that. The Witchfinders, probably my 3rd favourite episode. I just love it. I think that was the type of setting and story you wanted to tell with a female Doctor, and it works incredibly well. And King James, please be a companion, because Alan Cumming did a fantastic job being King James. I loved it. It takes you away. I didn't like it. I found like it was, we said in the discussion video, that it's kind of 2 stories merged into one. It's very Big Finish-esque, and I personally would have done the Mirror World. I would have just stayed in the Anti-Zone, because I think the Anti-Zone was more interesting personally to me, and it's a shame that that creature got cut. Battle of Ranskor Avkolos. Yeah, I didn't like it. I found it very underwhelming. Maybe that's because we've got so much high expectations of what a finale is. It just didn't work, and it just has quite a few plot holes within it, especially the neural block things. And I feel like that episode could work anywhere else within the series and it would just be fine. I probably think I'd have more appreciation for the episode if it was, you know, anywhere else but the finale. So the big controversy with this Steelbook is the price, that it's priced at £48 the time of recording this video, and people have been comparing this Steelbook and Series 11, I guess, to the price of the Classic Series Blu-ray box set. Now these are priced at £40. The thing with the Blu-ray box set and the Series 11 Steelbook is they're on completely different playing fields. So you're getting 26 episodes and a load of bonus content for 40 quid, which is very good. You know, I love the classic Blu-ray box sets because of the special features. You know, that's the main selling point for me personally. But it feels wrong to compare Series 11 to this, because I would say about 8 out of 10 people who are getting the Blu-ray box set already have the stories on DVD. So the BBC have to think of a way of going, okay, how can we sell Classic Who on Blu-ray? We can't just upscale the episodes and, you know, package them and say, there you go, Classic Who on Blu-ray. They have to have a selling point, okay? And the selling point is the additional content, all the special features. They literally throw everything to do with that season and put it on a disc. So if the BBC just basically upscaled Classic Who and said, there you go, probably there wouldn't be that many fans buying these box sets because, like, well, I've got them on DVD, there's nothing new. So it does feel wrong to compare Series 11 to the Classic Series box sets, just simply because they're on a different playing field. These have been released before, and the BBC have to chuck a bit more money into it with additional content to make people buy it, whereas this is the first time Series 11 has been released on home media. So, yeah, granted it's better value for money because you're getting a lot of things for it, but this is the first time it's been released. A common criticism with this release, again, is the lack of not including resolution, and I myself am a little bit annoyed about that because resolution, it's clues in the title. It's a resolution. It ties up everything what Series 11 was doing and just ties up with a bow and goes, there you go, that's Series 11 done. So it does feel technically a bit of a lie when it says complete Series 11 because, you know, it's not really complete. It's kind of almost there. So yeah, I feel like if they released this in December, I would have been a bit more lenient because obviously the BBC could have really optimised sales if they released it in December, going, you know, buy this because it'd be fresh in the general public's mind. But the fact that they've released it quite late on after resolution does make you wonder why didn't they include it. So yeah, that's another bit of a negative because I would have liked to have seen resolution including, of course, you know, granted, you know, I do like the format of the discs, but there is literally no space to put resolution. So what are my overall thoughts on the Doctor Who Complete 11th Series Blu-ray, Steelbook, DVD, whatever you want to call it, because the only difference really is the format you're getting it, because the Steelbook, the only difference is the case, that you're getting it in a nice little metal case. You're getting exactly the same discs, you're getting exactly the same features if you got the DVD or the Blu-ray. It's just simply whether you want to get the nice sort of collector's edition or you just want to get the standard Blu-ray or DVD. So we'll talk about the Steelbook in a minute, where I recommend the Steelbook because that's got a double-edged sword to it. So I think the Series 11 box set, if you were to get it, I think that depends on your opinion on the series. If you love the series, then you probably already own it. If you weren't that fussed on the series, a bit like me, then you can probably wait out. You can probably wait for it to become a bit cheaper. Right, so the question is, do I recommend the Steelbook? And the answer is yes. I think that it is a very beautiful product. Though I've, you know, basically slagged this release off going, oh, there's lack of special features, you know, there's nothing really new and exciting. Because, you know, that's the actual content. That's the same content you would get on the DVD and Blu-ray. But the Steelbook itself just looks really gorgeous. I really do love it. I think that it is really beautiful. And the thing with the Doctor Who Steelbooks is, when they sell out, they just skyrocket in price. Series 1, that's about 120 quid now, and Series 9's the main example. Series 9 just goes for a stupid amount of money. I think it's about 200 quid now. I feel like you've just got to bite the bullet and just get it, just so that you've got it and you can put it with your other Steelbooks and you won't have that regret. I would just say buy it now, because when it does sell out, it'll be going for triple the price. So I'd just say just be done with it, personally, in my opinion. And also buy it now to support the Doctor Who Steelbook range. This isn't a sponsor or a plug, because literally there's been rumours floating around that the Doctor Who Steelbook line has been cancelled. So if you buy this, it will be an indication to the BBC that yes, there's an interest in Doctor Who Steelbooks. So that's another reason, you know, support the Steelbook line, because we want Series 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and the specials on Steelbook form. So come on, you know, that's another reason just to support the Steelbook line. And plus it's a really nice, beautiful thing. So yeah, buy it now to save yourself paying triple the price. So yeah, I do recommend the Steelbook, but if you're just going to get the DVD or Blu-ray, I'd say probably wait it out. And if you're a fan of Series 11, then you've got it already probably. So yeah, I recommend the Steelbook just because of those factors I mentioned earlier. and plus it's really beautiful. I really do like it. So yeah, I'm off to finish watching Series 11, see if my opinions have changed on the episode. So yeah, I'll see you next time in my next video, which will probably be a big finish review, which will be either the 5th Doctor main range story or the 4th Doctor Adventures Series 8. So thank you very much for watching, and where did I put those custard creams? Yes, bye bye.